All right. Welcome to the Summer of Stash that I'm hosting for the summer of 2025, where we're talking about different ways to organize, use, and enjoy your stash. I'll be hosting a few stash chats, and the first one is with my BFF, Keith Leonard of Yarn Snob Yarns. Thank you for being here.
Always.
Keith, Keith is going to give us a tour of his yarn stash and talk a little bit about how he um, cleans it out every so often and what he keeps and what he doesn't. And we're really excited for that. So, Keith is a stunning yarn dyer. He has amazing colorways, beautiful yarn bases, Yarn Snob Yarns. Do check it out. But for now, show us your stash. Welcome.
I'm happy to, except everyone's going to see what I have now. I always say I'm hiding, I'm hiding, I'm hiding. I'm just going to do a little transition of the camera and see if I can change here. And I'm going to allow it. All right. Are you able to see and hear, Shaina?
Let me check. Yes, it's a little crooked, but yes, I see a little. All right, there's your cabinet, which is great to show people how you store your yarn, actually.
That's what I want to show.
Yeah.
So I have these glass cabinets. I used to have many more of them. And this is, and they light up. I should have lit it up. But we can open this up here. And let's start at the top shelf. I like to say this.
And you know what? Before you go in, I don't know when this video clicked on for Instagram, but I'm just going to say for those of you tuning in on Instagram, this is a stash chat with Keith Leonard of Knits All Done and Yarn Snob Yarns. And we're going to be doing these throughout the summer of stash, where we chat with other yarny people and find out how they store their stash and what yarns they have and what they love to knit with. So welcome. We're glad you're here. Let us know if you have questions. Go on, Keith. Sorry about that.
That's all right. So my stash, I like to say, because I'm a yarn dyer, I have access to dye my yarn at any time. So a lot of my stash isn't my yarn. And it's a lot of things I want to knit with,
Sure.
memories, and it's also the graveyard of where I can't get yarns anymore. So on this top shelf here, or way at the top, I have this is the only Power Ball. If you're familiar with the Power Balls, we had the
Love the Power Balls.
This is the only one I have left. And it's just crazy. After all of those, I just have one. Years ago, I did a custom color with Malabrigo called Broadway Blues. And it's another, I look at these and I think like, oh my goodness, I had so many. I thought I'd never sell them all. And now these are the only ones left in existence.
And isn't it cool, Keith, to look back at this and just think about your time in the knitting world, your time in this industry?
I mean, this is a big bump that I got at Vogue Knitting Live in 2012. And I was so excited. And it was never for a project. I think it's just so beautiful the way it displays. I think of yarn as an art form. So not everything, needs to be knit. This will be a blanket, the Malabrigo. Shaina, this is from your knitting store.
Oh my gosh. I remember that color, actually.
I know, it's like crayons, right?
Yes.
I'll show my Lizard Ridge. I have two of them, and I saved one that just has to stay in the skein. But, this is, 15, 16 years old now?
Yeah.
At
least.
Noro.
Yeah.
I love Noro, so I have my Noro carry-on. At another store I worked at, Knitting Nation in Nyack, New York, I got Noro Cacharoja, which I just was so drawn to the color. And it's just been with me it has survived every stash purge. And my idea was to use it as the border crochet for the Lizard Ridge after.
That's a fabulous idea. I was about to ask what you'd use it for.
Yeah, it's a discontinued yarn, but I know Noro has like that theme of being, on the rougher side. And this was the yarn that came out that was silk, cashmere, wool. So I just love it so much. Down here, Lorna's Laces. I mean, Lorna's Laces was just such a classic. They were one of the first yarn dyers.
They were a classic hand-dyed yarn company that we had at my yarn shop. And
And
Yeah,
then
along with Schaefer yarns. Remember Schaefer yarns?
Schaefer and Collinette.
Oh my gosh, I don't have any of those brands anymore in my stash.
Collinette actually, I believe, is back there in the UK.
Yes, I know. Maybe I should get some new ones for my stash.
Right? This is my yarn snob section. So this is my yarn. And it's just this morning I came out with the Pride color and I just put this one in last night. And a lot of these are originals. So they're original skeins. This is the very first Bellina, which was such a popular color.
So you've saved a lot of sentimental yarns then.
Yeah,
So
this
you
is
have yarns that are
actually,
meant for a project, you have sentimental yarns, and you have them organized basically by brand.
I guess technically, yes.
Okay.
This shelf I like. I think it just displays beautifully.
It's beautiful. Yeah.
When I close it, I have all my little trinkets, and you don't see the labels. Let's see. Oh, Shaina, you bought me this.
Oh yes. I love my sheep. I have a flock right above my desk.
Up here, a friend of mine bought me these boxes. Are super super special. This is Vicuna, which is like the most expensive, softest fiber. I think these skeins go for like 300 for 25 grams. So that I'm definitely going to make a scarf with. That was a very special gift. This is a piggy my mom made in college. And down here is Samantha at a Whimsical Wood Yarn Co. She's a friend of mine, but she's also helped me in my development of dyeing yarns. I just love the way she dyes her colors. They're just gorgeous, and she uses some swear words in the name. So I have a little stash of her yarn. If anyone remembers Keith's cashmere, Shaina,
I do.
3 cowls out of that. So that is my personal stash. Of all that's left is Keith's cashmere. I kept saying it's going to run out. It's going to run out. This is a bulky weight hand spun cashmere.
It's beautiful.
I love that.
In my stash, Keith, I have 3 skeins of your cashmere in that peach color you dyed for me, but then I also have a hot pink, and I think I'm going to make a scarf with a color blocking of the hot pink with the peach. Even though they clash a little, I think it'll be phenomenal. I'm very excited.
Get your hands on the cashmere. So this was, and we just, had to discontinue all our cashmere. So this was here's, I don't know how many skeins are in here, but they're like 20 or 30 skeins of the halo. And then of course, if I were to move this big guy down, so the opposites attract, which I, always say is my favorite yarn. This is how they come in these big bundles. But this shelf right here is my undyed stash. I can dye it as I please.
That's so funny. So your stash is like twofold right there, Keith. Not only is it just a stash that has sort of a blank canvas of ideas, right? You see your yarn and you can do whatever you want with it. But you also have a blank canvas here that you can dye whatever color you want. So
it's also bases. And I only have the bases, and I'm just going to switch back here to the face cam.
All right, I hope it doesn't disconnect.
Let's see.
Take your time.
There we go. We got this. I only put bases, and I should have put more paraballs had I known, but I only put bases that I know I won't be able to get anymore, that I need to have for myself. I have a whole basket here. I keep some wound colors. So little stash of wound yarn.
Do you use that for swatches and classes and things?
Yeah, I use it for classes, swatches, always add in color to something. I love linen stitch, and you can mix colors in, and it's always good. I think it's always good to have, to a minimum. You don't need 7 bags full, but, just some colors of yarns. And here's a swatch of a 2-color mitered square.
That's cool.
You can play with. So a little bowl of happiness. Yeah. So, however, that's only my stash. So my husband Chuck is also a knitter, and when we got married, it was the yarn had to be divided. In fact, some of his yarn he has the bottom shelf in this cabinet, but I will be happy to take you.
Yeah, let's see if we can go see Chuck's stash. And last night on our Zoom, I was mentioning that some people tend to stash their yarn in their kitchen. So maybe you can show us your kitchen yarn stash.
All right. So let me switch this around again, and I'm going to take the camera with me.
Thank you. Let's hope it doesn't disconnect. We had a technical
I think I
difficulty
got
before.
it.
All right,
Okay.
sweet.
So by my front door, there's whatever you call one of these things, but
Like a hutch or a
here
credenza.
is all of Chuck's projects that are, work in projects. So lots of bags of yarn. Yeah, in fact, this is also opposites attract, Chuck's personal bag. I was wondering because it was always in his office. I was wondering where that went. So those are works in progress. And then if we go into Chuck's office, he has these built-in shelves, and there is yarn. There's a lot of yarn in here. It just gets hidden away. Are
you able to do a bigger view so people can see just how beautiful his built-in cabinet is and like?
Let's see how.
There we go. Yeah. So both you and Chuck really store your yarn in such a way that you can appreciate looking at it.
I want to see it. I don't want it, tucked away. And I mean, some of it is. There's only so much, but it's got lots of sentimental stuff too. This yarn is made with real money that was cut up and spun into it.
Oh my gosh! Like when you go to the, like when you go to the place, the Mint, and they sell those bricks of just cash that's been chopped up. That's what that is.
So, and he's got a lot of sentimental yarn. If we go up here, there's cones up there. Yeah,
and Chuck used to work for Skacel Yarns, so he must have.
Look what Chuck has, Shaina. Why we're doing this?
Up your fingers in the phone. What does he have?
Well, that's Cher, but he has Collinette.
Oh my gosh! Hold on, move it a little higher to the left. There you go. Oh my gosh, the wigwam! I loved that yarn.
Oh, look, there's this one too.
Oh my gosh, beautiful.
He has Chuck loves green. That's his favorite color. Here's some Claudia linen.
And I love that Cher, the doll of Cher, is watching over the yarn. That's hilarious. That's so cool.
And this is a knitted knocker knit by Nikki Epstein.
Oop, to the left a little. There you go. Oh, is it sparkly?
Oh yeah, it says Faith on it.
Oh, that's so nice. Aw. There you go.
I'm over there. So there's yarn in here, obviously, and then I mean it goes really high up. There's they go back. If you were to take this all down, it's way more. That's all hand spun up there. This is all cotton.
Yeah.
Chuck loves the blue sky fibers cotton.
And it's beautiful, like just from a decorator's perspective, like for someone who might decorate, like it's cool that Chuck has fit in other things there, like the Cher doll, but his camera collection, like
and these are all knitting books,
right?
And they just go.
What a great way to enjoy your stash.
Yeah, it's spectacular, and it's all knitting. Here's a silk spinning wheel.
So cool.
The original silk on it. And then, the kitchen.
And your fingers in the phone again. Sorry.
So, in my kitchen.
I love we're getting a little tour of the house, too.
Right. Okay, so how do let me see if I can show this. This is like a sink. The sink is, do you see the sink?
Yes.
So the kitchen, island, thank you. It's a kitchen island. But what are you supposed to do with all these cabinets?
Seriously.
So under good, there's a fire extinguisher there. So under here, it's just yarn. And
oh my gosh. That's amazing. That's so funny.
Look, there's boxes of yarn. There's a top shelf with yarn. There's yarn.
That's so funny. You and Chuck are just living the dream. I mean, kitchen cabinets full of yarn. Really. It doesn't get better than that.
Yarn everywhere. Yeah. And then let's not forget, let me take you back to my office, that there's still about 3,000 skeins of yarn in the dye studio.
Right, but
So
those
this
are
is
work
just yarn
yarns.
inside the house. But that we don't, classify as our yarn. That
Right.
yarn we share.
No, that's so cool. So I have questions for you. What do you
Course.
do? Because knowing you, I know how you will clean things out
Yes.
really well. Like obviously you have just those 3 shelves of yarn that are
And a
meaningful
kitchen
to
with
you.
nothing in it.
How do you decide when it's time to get rid of a yarn that you have, and what do you do when you get rid of that yarn?
Oh, for me, it's very easy. When I'm over it, I'm over it. When I'm over it, I'm over it. And it doesn't matter if I bought it. And I mean, I have yarn actually right here. This I don't want to say, I don't want to put brands down, but it's a recycled cashmere, and I'm over it. And I always say it's okay. We always change and develop and have new tastes and new colors and new styles. And something you bought at one time served its purpose, but now you might be over it. And I say donate it, get rid of it. If you don't like it, it's gone. It feels better. I think when you get rid of what you don't like, it makes what you do have even more beautiful and more meaningful and more special.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah,
That is a good point, that your
and
yarn is more special.
it clicks in my head. I can look at it and I could say, like that skein attraction thing, like that's sentimental, and I could never get rid of that. But I could pick apart that cabinet right now and get rid of not the cashmere, but
Certainly not. No, no one would ever expect you to do that.
yes.
And so I know you had 2 Afghans in there that you have like kind of earmarked to knit, right? A Lizard Ridge and then the one with the Malabrigo Rasta. When do you think you'll knit those? Like, do you have a plan for that, or is it just a feeling?
Definitely a winter project when I can learn to sit on a couch. I'm always doing something. Smaller projects are better now. That's why I like the Lizard Ridge. I'll hold mine up, because you could just do one square at a time. And this has one of the yarns from your store, and it is, where is it? Over here.
So beautiful.
Yeah, the crayon one.
Oh, the crayon.
Yeah. So, and I love this. And you could just pick and choose as you go.
Yeah. So having a smaller project that's
And then actually down here,
yeah,
I have displayed, these are all of my samples.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, that's another thing I have to do. I have to go through my sample cabinet and really thin that out.
On my desk where I teach, it's a very long desk. On this side, I have 2 drawers, but on this side, it's open, and I have all my samples and projects.
So lovely.
Yeah.
Oh,
so
that's fabulous. Well, thank you, Keith, for taking us on a tour of your stash.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.
Thank you. I'm just going to check over on the Instagram Live, see if anyone had questions. Looks like, thank you, Irina. 2 of my favorite people. Love you too. Someone else said, yarn in the kitchen cabinets. My family would scream at me. It's so funny.
I mean, what are you supposed to put in them? I don't get it.
It's a good thing you married Chuck, right? Because you guys are on the same page here. Like, that's really what I think maybe a prerequisite for having a family should be. Where can I keep my yarn in the house?
I feel like it was my idea, because like he asked if he could have space in one of my cabinets because he ran out of space. And then like I just opened that. I was like, how about here? Like what goes here? And quite honestly, there are 2 cabinets above the refrigerator that no one can reach.
Yeah.
And it's another place for yarn.
No, that's so funny.
Well,
I love it. Very creative.
Yes. And I always say, you can always stash yarn in your partner's pillow. Have them sleep on yarn.
You never know. Yeah, they would never know.
I'll never know.
Amazing. We got a new lumpy pillow with labels. Well, thank you, Keith. It was such a treat chatting with you about stash. And I'm glad you were my first stash interview now that we've worked out the kinks of the technology.
No, it's a wonderful program.
All right. Love you. Thank you so
Love
much.
you.
And
Everyone, have
thanks
a
everyone
wonderful
for being
day.
here and watching. Happy stash busting. Bye.
Bye bye.